$14 units to go on the road to 100 units. And that first two hands are a chop. Let's see. Let's see if it would have stayed a chop off the rip. Sure did. You know, there's enough shoes that chop, and then go down 3 or 4 before it chops again, you know, so you can't just play for that every time. There's no guarantee it's going to do that, but that would have been off. Anywho, it's not what I call a qualified place to try anyway. I just keep thinking, what's the most likely thing to happen at the beginning? Still haven't gone 3. A tie. Still haven't gone 3 of anything. And, you know, I don't know. I could play the first 3 hands if it goes 2 on the 3rd hand. And it'll start to chop there. If it doesn't work, it's a one-shot effort, right? It's just like any other one-shot after 2. But if it wins, you're done. Instead, I sit here trying to qualify it to make sure it's a chop, and by the time I jump in, well, it might be too late, you know? So now I'm going to do the opposite of the next hand. At least I didn't do it there, I would have lost. I win. Well, there's a unit. We're done. Now, I'm not going to bet anything else. But it's crazy. Because, like, if we would have started this from the rip after the first 3 hands, said I'm going to bet the opposite for 2 hands, that's 4 units right there on a 1-2 bet. Right? It chopped to go. Oh, natural tie. It wouldn't have been a chop either. It would have been a second player, which it now is. So let's see if it would have went bank. Oh, yes, it did. However, now let's see. Is it a 2-2-2? Nope. Got a player. It's still a chop. Look at that. See? There have been 6 units in a row. I mean, you'd have to bet 2 hands to get there for a lot of these, including this one. And you'd be betting every hand, and you would have won again, right? Dang. Seven units in a row on a 1-2 bet. Now 8. Starting on that 4th hand where the bank tie happened, it would have been, this would have been 9 right here. Double tie. Is that 3 ties? Right? Oh, that's a double tie now. Sorry. Alright, we would need a banker here to keep that going. And it is. Dude. What if you just played every shoe for the chop at the beginning if it didn't work in the first 2 hands? Where you were going to start betting? You're done. But if this happens, Jesus, you're destroying it. It just keeps on going. Alright, this is where it could stop. It stopped. It took a minute. What if that's the only time the whole shoe goes 3? I'm not going to waste any more of the video doing that, but that was like a 9 or 10 unit shoe if you jumped in on the chop after that. I think, you know, that might be the next series. I'll go back to the chop series and prove, you know, how great that really is. I mean, my wife even knows how great that is. And She knows. She knows. It's undeniable. It's simple math. You can count to 3. You know it never came down. It was mathematically impossible if you're betting 1 and then 2 that you lost. Even if it was 1.5, you know. So you did 250 and 375. You were still winning that whole time at least 125, but maybe 250, right? So it's another thing to consider. It doesn't always have to be a double bet, you know. Just slightly increase it even, you know, just so you're getting something for your second effort. Otherwise you're just burning commission, you know. You gotta have something extra if you're willing to do that. So this is the same scenario, just the other way around. Instead of a 1-2 start, it's a 2-1 start. Think it'll go bank? It did. See what I mean? Fuck. Wow, 0-0 tie. That's a bizarre way to tie. Okay, it chopped again. I'm going to bet the opposite in the next hand, no matter what it is. Because now I have 3 direct. Okay, it was second player. Good dodge there. Now we're going to try for our first unit. Oh, tied. Nice. And we still lost. Player got good back-to-back hands. Now the work begins. So that wouldn't have worked this shoe. But you know what I mean? It only would have cost you 1 try. We're only down a unit. Because by the time we were ready to jump in, it already went 2 players. So we didn't lose shit. We lost a unit, but we didn't lose 3. You know what I mean? If we were betting that way. Okay, Brad special time. You think he'll win? I'm going to just avoid the Brad special for right now. Brad would have lost. Here, I'm going to jump in because I avoided the Brad. Avoided everything else. Can we have it right hand turn? Can we have it right hand turn? No, can't. Okay. I'm going to dodge 1 hand. Okay. Now I'm going to bet that it won't go 3 banker. It's a 1-shot effort. I win barbecue. Okay. And there's no bet here. Got to see if we get the second to come into play here. We did. Oh boy. It's going to be hard for me to bet second bank the way it is right now. Well, we got to make a decision now. You know why I'm scared? Because it hasn't gone 3 on the bank yet. Doesn't mean it can't. Doesn't mean it can't. But if I don't get it, I feel fairly confident I'll get a second player. Well, no need to worry. Back to even. It has not gone 3 bank. So we're going to go for it here. And we win. Terrific. Could be done. Yeah, I agree. We have some things working here, though. We have the seconds. We have bank not going past 2. But we could be done. It'll be the second unit of the video. If we just leave. All these variables are like a long run to me, though, you know what I mean? That's what makes it difficult. There you go. Now I gotta bet the second bank. Got that. Great. Now I'm gonna hope one more time that it doesn't go 3 bank, and if I am able to make this stop. I did. There you go. It's 2 units. It's 2 units. I mean, if they were worth the 250, you'd have half a grand, and you could go home. The problem with losing is you got to keep fighting to try to get there. And the problem with winning is, well, you feel like you're okay because you won. You know what I mean? Sucks. Fucking winning. We're not in chop mode anymore because we were on the 2 2s. Weren't we? Yes. Yes. And then they ended. That's why we jump off after the hiccup pattern, because we're worried that it's going to start chopping. And it is. It still is. Okay. See, my rule is to wait for 3, burn a hand and bet against it. Because the number of times 3s come down. Not that time, though. It's a choppy shoe, man. Outside of that long player, it's all 1-2 chop. So it was another 1-2 chop shoe, essentially. But you get a long run, you gotta be careful. Even if you started out playing that way, you gotta make sure. You have to make sure. You can't just keep donating a 1-2-3 unit bet, you know. But we got a bet player here, if we're gonna bet at all. Otherwise, we should be off the shoe. But obviously, if I get the player here, I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna stay on a run of 5 till I die on a chop anyway. Fuck. Let's find out. Yeah, I lost. Now I gotta sacrifice the other positive unit just to keep that. This is the problem. But Banker's never gone 3, so let's find out. Still did not. Betting against Bank never to go 3. The entire shoe would have won 5 times, and off $100 you would have made $3,200. 31 net. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. And I say that matter of factly because watching her play, how often you'll be presented that. And sometimes it fails the first try. It's up to you where you qualify to start playing for it. The very first effort, second effort, when is it? Because it might happen again right now. I'm not betting anymore, except for against the 2. I don't want to, I don't know, man. I kind of want to. I kind of want to. Fuck. At least on a flat bet right now, because I'm up 2, and even if I was wrong twice, I'd be starting back where I was. And then that fun would have ended. Gosh darn it, man. I know I'm going to regret this. I won. Bad example. Bad example. Leave. You're up 3 units. What the hell are you doing? Burning a hand is what we're doing. Okay. Well. 2 things. 1, I can't possibly keep going chop, 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 chop forever. But if I give this back, I still have the 2 units. It didn't. I won. You see why it's hard for me to leave these? Look how far that's going. Now, most people that like runs are just fucking beside themselves. There's no way it chops again. There's no way it doesn't come down this time. And look what happens. That's a psychological part of the game. Where you tell yourself it can't. Listen, anything that can happen will happen, but especially to me. So, chopped again. See what I mean? I'm a moth to a flame, man, because I know how many chop bets I've missed out on already. I should have more than 4 fucking units here. The 3-2 side by side next to the long run would have scared me. You know, it would have been hard to keep betting against the run. But once you had it open up with 4 direct, I think it was, I mean, you're always worried about when it's going to end, but I think if it gets this long, can you just write off the 1 loss and just keep the difference and not even worry about a second chance bet, you know? But we keep winning. See why the chop ruined my soul? Because it's like free money. I'd be up on my chair saying, free money, yeah. But my wife would tell me to settle down. We don't want that attention. I just can't help it. Okay, here we go. I could give this back. Right now we're up 4 units. If this goes 3 bank, that would be the first time it did, and it also would have ended this long chop run. But if I win, we're back up $500,000. So, you know, let's fucking find out. Alright, so we lost. I'm good to leave right there. It ended the chop and it ended the 2-bag chopping. So there's doubly no reason to continue. You know, their own runs ended on their own. So that's 2. Plus the one last shoot gives us 3. I know that was a little long-winded, but listen. What just opened up there after the long run of player is my favorite shit. And I think in your play, if you're able to isolate just for long chops, it's a 2-hand effort, but like you almost certainly get a 1-unit effort out of that. At least I was up to 5 at one point before I settled for. Did I have 2 or did I have 3? I had 280 or something, right? I'm gonna stop the video because I want to know. And I'll just post this real quick and make another one. So I'm either up to 3 units on that shoe or I'm up to 4. I'm confused. But remember that about the chops.